How to do it. Let me show you how to do it.
Hi guys, so if you're having issues with your fridge with the slow water from the water dispenser, in this case, as you can see, my water flow is very good. And previously I was having very slow water flow, and also when I was dispensing the water, it was making a lot of noise, a lot of resistance, and I was kind of wondering what's happening. So there could be two reasons, for this to happen. Number one is your filter. So in this case, the filter is located right there, and once you pull the filter, this is the filter. It happens quite a bit that the filter is clogged, and you have to replace the filter. There is also a valve right there, which kind of decompress, when you install the filter. So there's a video that I'm going to leave in the description below that shows you how you can fix that problem. Now, if you have that kind of problem, sometimes you'll have vibration, in your fridge, especially on the filter area. Sometimes you'll have water leaking from this area, so I'll leave a link in the description below for a video where I showed how you can fix that problem. What you have to do is pretty much add a washer at the end and insert this filter, after you put the washer, and that kind of helps get rid of that issue. There are also small pins in there that kind of have to press in hard, for it to work properly. And if those pins are not being pressed, that could be the issue of slow water coming from the dispenser. Now, the second and one of the most common issues is a failure of a part that I'll show you right now, is this part. So this is kind of like a electronic valve, you can call it. So it's getting signal from here. So anytime your ice maker or your water needs, water, basically, when you're dispensing the water, it gets a pulse from the electronic system from here. This is a contactor which opens up a contact in there. So you have two sources of water. So, not really sources. One is a source and one is a kind of feed out to your water dispenser. So this is where the main line of water comes in. This is where the pipe from the wall pretty much connects and supplying water all the time. So there's, this port is always have water pressure, right? And when it gets signal, this thing provides a signal which opens up a valve right there and let the water come out right from here. So over here is the tube, the plastic tube that goes inside your fridge, and that tube, pretty much supply water. So if there is any restriction from here to over here, which could be right here somewhere, that could be the reason. Sometimes you're trying to dispense water and the water is not coming out. This is the reason, pretty much. If your ice maker is not getting water, this is the reason. So these three failures, pretty much, that either you're not getting ice or water or both, and or your water flow is slow. This could be the biggest reason. So what you have to do is pretty much take this part out and replace it. There's no way to fix it, no reason to try to fix it. There are calcium buildup inside, which can cause the restriction and things like that. So prior to this, I was having slow water coming out. I thought it was my filter. I replaced my filter, did the washer thing. That did not solve my issue. So what I ended up doing was, I was gonna look into the problem. And what happened one day was my water, I start seeing water leaking from the bottom. So I'm like, why is the water leaking? And the water used to leak every time I used to dispense water. So what had happened in my case, it was causing a restriction and it was causing vibration, and that vibration caused that plastic pipe that was in there to kind of break. When I tried to remove that broken pipe from there, just this whole thing broke. So plus I was having restriction in this, so there was no reason for me to try to install the same part. I knew this is going bad, so I ordered a new part. The new part is like $20 on Amazon that you can buy. Very easy replacement, very simple replacement. So I replaced that. I'm going to leave a link in the description below how to replace this part, all details, so you guys have an idea of what needs to be done. But in my case, I was having water all over the floor. and you know, the water was leaking right from here. Now the water was normally not leaking unless you try to dispense water. So that's another thing, you know, unless you have a leak from here, you know, which is very rare, you know, because if you have this thing installed correctly, you're probably never going to see a leak from here. Normally the leaks happen right from here. So as you can see, there's a washer, and there's also a stopper which kind of broke off, you know, that clips that pipe in there. But you know, since it's a plastic pipe, you know, with the vibration, you know, every time you take the water out, this thing has slight vibration. So you have to make sure you screw this thing and tight this really well, so if there's any vibration, this will be stopped, you know, with that proper screw. So that's something that you may want to check on occasion as well, just to make sure there's no other issues. So I replaced that, and as you can see, as I showed, you know, the water flow is really nice, and there's no sound or anything, you know, when I'm dispensing the water. So that kind of fixed my problem. So guys, if you like the video, please subscribe to my channel and like the video. Thank you.